incapable of being expressed in terms of normal conceptions, too overwhelming and too incomprehensible to be forged with mere words into ordered thoughts. When that happens, the storyteller cracks. And if the storyteller cracks, your experiences crack as well. This tips your consciousness into confusion, and a strongly associative way of thinking starts to take over. The consequences of this are not inconsiderable. Reality becomes sinister and unpredictable, and everything you knew and in which you trusted, including yourself, is disrupted and thrown off balance, until you almost go mad, or go mad completely. Without a cohesive narrative, our minds lack a framework to rely on, and have no messy subplots to distract us. This leads to a highly distressing experience where reality itself becomes messy, with fragments of unconscious horror, resulting in the severe mental crisis known as psychosis. That kind of crisis experience is the subject of this book. A colleague once told me that Wei Qi, Chinese for crisis, also points to the ideas of opportunity and challenge. I found this thought so inspiring that I was unable to get it out of my head, because a psychotic experience is also an opportunity and a challenge to deal with stories, ideas, and others in a different way, an opportunity to provide the madness of life with its own space. In this book, I examine in detail how different kinds of discrete and manifest psychotic experiences can be understood. I also explain how hallucinations and delusions attempt to create order in a world of thoughts that no longer have a story to tell. And I discuss the challenges to which a psychotic crisis serves as a response. In the final chapter, I investigate the ways in which connective dialogue and creativity can offer a way out of the madness that psychosis brings. The latter statement may surprise some listeners. Nowadays, many people tend to believe that psychosis is primarily a genetically determined brain disorder that should be treated with medication. So why is it meaningful to invest in engaging in conversations with individuals experiencing psychosis? The reason is that understanding the causes of psychosis is not as straightforward as is often thought, especially in terms of biology. For example, when we compare patients with non-patients, genetics accounts for only about 7% of the risk for psychosis. This is surprising, and it suggests that the environment plays a much bigger role in the overall heritability of psychosis than previously thought. For example, among other social factors, early life adversities such as sexual abuse, emotional neglect, and bullying have a significant causal impact. Such events can have a detrimental effect on a person's self-perception and understanding of the world. They erode trust and disrupt a person's sense of narrative coherence, potentially exacerbating psychosis. After all, how can one meaningfully express oneself in a world that actively contributes to the horror that one is experiencing? Discrimination based on minority group membership and social alienation and isolation in big cities are also causally related to psychosis. This may be because the more people are treated as outsiders, the more unfamiliar the world becomes for them, making it difficult to articulate coherent ideas that connect them to the world. Again, this highlights that psychosis is not only a biological issue, but also a social and a subjective event. A person's entire sense of self in the world is involved. This has clear implications for therapy and counseling. Assuming that antipsychotic medication alone will solve the problem is overly simplistic. These drugs may help, but they do not cure underlying disease mechanisms. If the medication is effective, it can suppress psychotic thought processes to some extent. But to truly help people recover from psychosis, we have to provide them an appreciative and supportive environment that helps to address the unconscious challenges they are facing, such that they can reintegrate into their lives and develop hope for the future. It suggests that we need to view psychotic symptoms, such as hallucinations and delusions, in a different light. They should not be seen as mere signs of an illness, but rather as meaningful expressions and attempts to survive in a chaotic world. We should strive to understand these experiences in relation to the challenges an individual is confronted with. This is something I have learned to do during the past 25 years. I obtained my degree in clinical psychology in the late 1990s. At the time, there was a strong belief in the power of biological psychiatry. In the 1970s, American psychiatry held the belief that